I'm Anthony for HaslerNet, and it's 2020, and I took a break. I had to. I don't know about anybody else. Just was working. I had a lot going on for the holidays. I was like, yeah, okay, I'm gonna. Then I got bored, and I'm like, okay, I might as well just do this. So here I am. Really sell the subscribers and the views and the like. So if you didn't know, I spent the last number of months working for a large gaming company whose name I will not say, but this product here might give you an idea of who it was. Um, and what do I say? So there was news about a Switch Pro coming out again, like last year. There is no Switch Pro. Working for the company, whose name I will not reveal, essentially they have figured out a scheme where every year or two they'll re-release a platform, in this case the Switch, and they'll probably do it with Switch Lite 2 coming up, where they'll get parts that either perform the same or better for less. So they will continually update to basically increase their profit, because they're not making a lot of money on this, but I'm sure the version 2, which came out in 2019, is making them a little bit more cash, and whatever they release in 2020, even more cash. And right now, for those of you who are curious, the next system plan, we're just calling it in-house the Switch 2, and not the Switch Pro, but targeted for holiday 2022, because they're going to do the same thing they did with the Switch and hit the middle of the Xbox and PlayStation outing, I guess. I kind of wish the companies would adapt the Microsoft approach with Windows, where, you know what, this is the last one, we're just going to give you updates, but, you know, hardware needs to be updated. So, and then look, 4K. Maybe the next Nintendo system will have 4K. Everybody else has 4K. I just got a 4K TV. I don't see 8K being, like, okay, some people are like, oh, well, they're going to release a mid-season PlayStation and Xbox with 8K. Great, but at some point your eyes just don't see the difference, and for me, I certainly barely see the difference between 2K and 4K. But Nintendo is going to be a little bit behind, and would I love backwards compatibility with a Switch 2 or whatever it is? Heck yeah. I would love compatibility with Game Boy games too, and DS games, but yeah, they're just going to do one system of compatibility, whatever. I'm kind of hoping the other systems do, but I'm off the rails here. Essentially, there is no Switch Pro. There's not going to be a Switch Pro. I think I mentioned this in a previous video earlier in 2019. They're just doing revisions to cut costs, save money, maybe even improve a little stats. If you may remember, the revision 2 had a 20% better battery and a different processor. So whatever becomes cheaper, they'll switch to, because, again, the company's purpose is to make money. And also games, but the money part is what, you know, makes them make the decision about making games. Anyway, with that said, the Pokemon Sword and Shield expansion pass was announced during a Pokemon Direct this past week, and it is $30. And you can get either the Sword expansion or the Shield expansion, depending on which game you own. If you own Shield, you get the Shield expansion. If you own Sword, you get the Sword expansion. I agree with another streamer. If you want to check this guy out, he's over at Spawnwave, John there. He said, I don't understand why this isn't one pass. I don't either. But what they are doing with the 200 additional Pokemon that earned in the native Galar Dex is increasing from the upwards of 500 to now 700. So we're about 2/3 of the way to having the entire Pokédex. The belief is Pokemon Diamond and Pearl, whatever the re-release will be called, perhaps this holiday season coming up, will include even more. Maybe we'll get the full Pokédex then. Or maybe there is going to be a expansion pass 2 next year where you get more Pokemon and then you complete the Pokédex. I like the approach of games doing the, here's our release, here's some updates. I really think the sports game should do that. Like, FIFA doesn't need to come out everywhere, NBA, WWE, all of them do not need to come out annually. Just give some feature updates and some roster updates and call it a day. But the expansion pass takes place in 2 different locales, each with their own legendary, and it looks fun to me, and you can go check them out. I said the Isle Armor and the something of something, the Tundra of something. But check them out online. You can go to Nintendo's YouTube channel, and they actually have the presentation posted there and explain it out, show you characters, new costumes. If you pre-order the expansion pass right now, you'll actually get Pikachu and Eevee outfits for your Sword or Shield game. So that's a little incentive to get into it now. But your call. Do it, don't do it. I think it's just a great addition. I really wish they would have done this before. I'm hoping that maybe they'll do an expansion pass 2 for another $30 instead of a Sword and Shield 2 or well, they kind of limited the name's Armor, didn't they? Check it out. Okay, so on to the next thing. Pokemon Home. So there were 2 updates for. There was an update this week for Pokemon Sword and Shield that, in addition to adding the stuff you needed for the expansion pass, it also enabled online play for competitive. So if you're a video game championship competitor and you want to compete, and then now you can start finding the premier challenges and the mid-season showdowns in your area. Go check Pokemon.com and search for events. So next month will be the update for Pokemon Home. When I say next month, I mean February of 2020. And if you have Pokemon Bank, which means you also had Pokemon Transporter move stuff from other older games into Pokemon Bank, you can move your Pokemon forward into Home. Same thing goes for Pokemon Go, Pokemon Eevee, Let's Go Eevee, Let's Go Pikachu, and Sword and Shield. Now here's the kicker. Once they're moved to Home, they cannot be moved back, but they only can be moved to Sword and Shield if they're in the Pokédex. So obviously the Pokédex will get increased in the expansion passes released. So yeah, in theory you could empty out Pokemon Bank into Home, but the belief right now is that $5 you're paying a month, it covers both Home and Bank. So you don't have to pay anything more other than your annual renewal, whenever that is. So you do need Nintendo Online Network, which means you're already paying $20 a year. $35 if you have the Family Pass, which is a great deal because with more than 2 people, actually even with 2 people, you really should get the Family Pass. You're already saving $5 for just 2 people. And that is generally what you need to know. There was an announcement for Pokemon Mystery Dungeon DX. It is just the original Red and Blue Rescue teams re-released, updated obviously. You've seen if you go again to the Pokemon.com channel on YouTube or Pokemon.com, you can actually see that there's mega forms in it. So they've updated it obviously for the times. But if you haven't played it again and you like the traditional RPG of the Pokemon Mystery Dungeon series, go ahead and grab that. Otherwise, I'm excited for the expansion pass for Pokemon Sword and Shield. Love when Pokemon Home comes up because I have Pokemon waiting on my bank that I just want to move on over. I'm debating between just moving everything over or specifically looking through the Sword and Shield Pokédex and going, okay, these are the ones I kind of want. I don't know yet. But you know what? Check it out for yourself. Everything is pretty much on Pokemon.com, sort of the Nintendo Shield stuff, or Nintendo Revision stuff. But thanks for watching. Thank you for checking out our content. Before you leave, please remember to click like and then subscribe. If you want to receive notifications, do not forget to enable them by clicking on the bell. Then afterwards, check out our social media at HasledgeNet and our website at hasledge.net.